We're friends the way we reaching the top. Good morning, Onyx. Let's keep it real. Crypto's the fire, just love we feel. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. One love, one chain, one dream. Where forever we reign supreme. Yeah, what's the ticker? Yeah, what's the ticker? Where's it at? What is the ticker? Where's it at? I got crypto in the bag, send the CA in the chat. Gonna ape another fat, got a runner on the map, so line of sniping like a gat. And the SOE is moving quickly, I'm gonna squeeze them where they at. I'm trying to bring the meme coins back, 1,000x is gonna land. I got it chilling in the back, and the gas fees are gonna slap. Where's the ticker? Where's it at?
Good morning. Good morning. Tick is getting some coffee. He says, "Can we do another song real quick? Because we have coffee." But I'll do the intro without it. The live stream is up. Everybody, welcome on YouTube. Welcome on the Space X Space live stream. So here we go. It's Thursday. We're gonna give away some suey at the end of the space. So you got to be in the space for it, right? So if that's you, want to win something, drop your wallets in these comments right now, so we know where to. Send it. Yeah. I have some coffee too. It's like a coconut infused from uh, a new brand. It's really creamy and it has coconut. Just a black coffee with a coconut infused flavor. It's really weird here. But yeah, we got Suey Booster in the house. Let's call them on stage. Let's get ready. And then we'll wait for Tick to get back. And meanwhile, we're just going to have to look at the market. Let's see, because we saw some pumps on Bitcoin. Let me pull up the chart, you guys. Let me pull it up on the big screen so I can see it better, like right in front of my face. See that beautiful Bitcoin chart. So we
Yes.
broke out of a range, and we slightly retested it, not by much. So we got a few scenarios here playing out. I, of course, already looked at it this afternoon as well. We seem to crossing a little back up on that stochastic RSI, but that is a little bit of a tricky place to be for Bitcoin at the moment. So we're just barely getting over confirmation candle, barely making it. However, Friday pumps usually, so I'm expecting this to touch 110, or it already did today, touch the 110. And then what are we going to have to hold? We're going to have to hold the 108.1.2. That's the one we need to hold. And I see that the rest of the market is believing all of this, what Bitcoin is doing, because all the layer ones are pumping, right? Sui is pumping over $3. $3 is a bit of a deal for a Sui on its own, right? It's a thing. It's a little hump, but yeah, you can clearly see Sui can pump really really hard. Also, when it does, the whole ecosystem is having a party. I see Deep is pumping, Walrus is pumping, right? The utilities are pumping. Some meme tokens might catch a little volume as well, slightly, even though they usually come after everything is confirmed on the Bitcoin pump. Let's have a look at that dominance because I still think it's on there. We'll check the volume in a minute, right? Check that volume on chain.
And yeah, I am here with you as well,
Oh,
Wilder. I
cool,
just
cool.
wanted to say hi, good morning. I've been cycling through the screens for you. So yeah, I have the Bitcoin
Yeah,
dominance chart up right now too. We're sitting a little bit of it's pulling back
yeah, it's the
a
same.
tiny bit.
Nah, it's the same. It's
Well,
65.
yeah,
65 is,
66,
yeah.
65 it's been at, yeah, but
You want to notice something happening with ETH is when we lose like a whole percentage on the dominance. You see Ethan really moving really good. For the rest to move really good from that, to eat from that plate a little harder, We got to see a 3 to 4% drop, and
Mm.
then everything will have like a party. But for now, no, that pressure cooker is still going with that dominance. So if the dominance, I tend to look at that on the weekly. That thing looks just hella bullish, right? So that ain't going nowhere. This pressure, and that's a good thing because that is another indicator that Bitcoin wants to make better pumps. But yeah, there's also another scenario playing out with Bitcoin. Let me pull that up because I kind of have to mention both scenarios, or we cannot only be bullish because I have spotted a similar move back in, and I painted it on my chart here. So let's go there. The same move Bitcoin tried to do at the 8th of April, right? If you go to the chart of Bitcoin, you put it on the daily, and then move that cursor over the 8th of April. We'll see. We tried to break out there as well. Very similar move. Only what happened there is that we were not going to make it.com, right? And we actually took like a big hit down. So all the way to that lower part of that channel. So, what do we make of this, right? What do we make of this? Well, for now, 70% bullish, 30% bearish, right? From what I'm seeing, I'm really liking it. Hopefully, we can pump higher tomorrow. If we do that, I'm really convinced. If we don't, we're moving into the weekend. And, then we're looking at some levels lower, right? So we're going to talk about it when that happens. But let's just say the bottom of that channel then would be around 96. Yeah. So if you now pull it up, we made like a similar move in April. Everybody thought at the beginning of April we were going to pump like nothing else, but we didn't, right? We broke all the way down to the bottom of that channel. Do you see that tick?
I'm looking for it. Let me see. So let me see. So the 8th of April on the Bitcoin USD chart, correct?
Yep.
And then I'm looking at the RSI. So in 2025, correct?
Yes. This no, sorry, 24. I'm in 24.
Oh, okay, okay. I was like, why?
Yes.
I wasn't
Same
seeing
move.
what you were
Yeah, I'm
talking about.
sorry.
Okay, all
Uh-huh.
good. Cool. So let me
It was
catch
April
up.
20. Yes.
Oh, yeah, and then
Similar
it
move.
continued with
See?
sideways movement. Ooh.
Down, right? So
Yeah.
so yes, it also confirmed, actually broke out and did a confirmation, and yet we still had that big pattern failure. Well,
Yeah.
there was no particular news to do so, right?
It took six
So
months too.
actually, that was before the halving, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it was. So yeah, it took six
Yes,
months,
yes,
and so that was around July. That's when word of the halving was like really starting to people that stack money in these sorts of things. Like people that aren't even crypto native or whatever,
yeah.
they were stacking Bitcoin because word on the street was that the
The
halving
half.
was
Mhm.
right around the corner and that
Yeah.
Bitcoin was going to quote double. So
Exactly,
um,
exactly right. So you see that it tried to do the same move as we do now, only we didn't break out, even though we were macro bullish, right? So uh, major trap there. So let's just proceed with caution and not make too bold of a statements because we are
mm,
looking over bought on a daily. We are still, what does the weekly look like? I think the weekly
mm,
is still overbought as well, which is a stronger indicator. All right, that calmed down just a
mm,
little bit, maybe enough for a pump. All right, so if I'm looking at that weekly, because that's the strongest,
mm-hmm.
if that one crosses from the bottom up,
Yeah.
you look at that stock, every time it did, we make big
Right,
pumps.
right.
But right
We're
now, we're
seeing death
not at the
cross.
place where we make big pumps, see?
Mm-hmm.
So this is why my bearishness comes in a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
or at least proceed here with caution.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get too bullish and get carried away, right?
Yeah.
Because we cannot unsee these things. We gotta acknowledge what is happening there. If that was a stochastic cross on the weekly that was bullish, like a golden
Right,
cross,
right.
I would be 90%. I'm all out, all in, right,
Mm-hmm.
on this. But we can't because of the momentum is down, right, for us on that weekly.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's trying to get back up. So we have some rubber band
Yeah.
to make an all-time high. So then what are we looking at? If we measure that rubber band on the RSI, and if we measure what we have left here on the daily, how that can bang against the ceiling for a little bit more. Then I'm thinking 116, 115, 116 to 120 Bitcoin. That should be doable for Bitcoin that with these RSIs, but not 150 Bitcoin. That's just not in the cards here. And also Bitcoin is gonna uh, have to make market structure and do sideways movements in between these pumps as well, right? To make sure that we're going up steady and gradually, and that we don't need to come back to retest any more levels. So which in the end is always the most bullish thing. So here we are looking at, okay, what have we got left on the RSI? 116, 120 tops, max, and that's where we're at with that. And that if it does that, that would make like a good all-time high again. At least it's not an all-time high that is very displeasing like the last one. Even though it is an all-time high, if you look at it on the daily, it looks like a freaking double top because it wasn't that much of a convincing all-time high at all, right? So yeah, well, yeah, just wait for a confirmation on the daily. Now we have that confirmation on that fourth hour. Uh, but yeah, you know, if you see on that fourth hour, you see that ugly wick that got bought up or that got sold by the bears, right? There's these wicks on top. So the bears are really suppressing and not want to let this go. They're fighting
Mm.
for this level right now, right? They are. And so I need to see what happens tomorrow. I like to see a big badass candle being printed right next to there. I like to see another soldier showing up for that one. Or else, if you're gonna look at harping back to that April 8th of 24, clearly, right, that was a breakdown from there. While it made the same moves and looked hella bullish, even on the RSI looked hella bullish, and still we had that massive breakdown. So there was at that time also some bearish divergence. Also, what we've seen played out here, there is bearish divergence, right? So yeah, things we can't ignore, right? Things we can't ignore is just about that.
Mm.
So, yes, we're looking for a confirmation candle. If we're not getting that, then the first level that we should be pushed back against the 106, 105. And then on the middle of that channel, there is another trend line that I like to acknowledge, and that's on the 200 EMA. So that's the 102.8, and all the way down the channel, we are at 96, right? And we retested that channel, that lower channel, that descending channel on the lower end. We tested that twice, and we tested resistance twice. And we have this breakout now on the third time. Usually, that's also very much uh, not a pattern that Bitcoin likes to make. Bitcoin likes to touch three times. Usually, every altcoin does too, right? As if the chart is older, they like to touch three times and then on the fourth go, right? When price really squeezes out, yeah, this is also we're on the third touch going, trying to break out. So, yes, the arguments, the bearish arguments would be okay, this is like a weird pattern that usually is not happening. If it's happening, super bullish. And if we do break out, I'm extremely bullish and cheering that on because that has that would be so bullish for Bitcoin to do because it never did that before.
Mm.
It doesn't like these breakouts on the third. It always goes on the fourth, and people trade on that, right? Because it's what we trade is all about what happened in the past year. So yeah, and that stochastic RSI really has a little rubber band, but it doesn't have much for it to pump all the way to 130 or something, right? So yeah, that's Bitcoin. But hey, we're bullish, we're pumping, everything is in the green. Hopefully, your bags are as well. And let's move on to talking about Sui. If Have you got anything on the menu for Sui?
Fart coin.
Yes, go
Fart.
chill.
So yeah, fart coin on Sui is I don't even know where to start with this one. But there's just a lot of opportunity with here. What there's a lot of opportunity with here. There's a lot of potential upside as well, and just opportunity to ooh, and it's up. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So Fartcoin on Sui, one of the 1000X community members, coach, went ahead and brought this one to our attention. And the first day, I blasted the top. I think it was up like 500%, and I could see the fact that the chart was just ripping towards the top. I'm like, usually when you see an indicator like that, that it's pumping like extremely hard. The tendency, yeah, I mean, you don't want to like buy at the top, but sometimes it's like you kind of have to. And so that's what I did, knowing that it would pull back, and it pulled back a lot. It pulled back like, I don't know, 80% or something like that. But I just kept stacking and buying more as time went on, because I had a lot of conviction about this one. But I don't want to go on too long about this one. I mean, it's Fartcoin on Sui, so it's a
Yeah,
project.
can you pull
Yeah,
up the chart? I like to look at it. Pull up the chart.
yeah. The chart's looking amazing right now. Let me make sure I got the right screen open. Okay, cool.
Because I remember Coach was kind of shilling it to me, and I kind of saw it flying by on my Rate and X. Guys, if
Yeah,
you are
it's up
wanting
20.
to move on Sui, you want to buy something on Sui, go and get yourself that Rate and X through Telegram. It's like the Bull X, but then for Sui, you are just ahead of the game with that one. You're just so much faster, right? I cannot recommend it enough. So go to my bio. There's my ref link. Thank you. So I can keep giving away Sui. Right? Sign up to there and get yourself positioned because, Sui is going to do some numbers. We know this. And we've seen it already, right? And so, yeah, get ready for volatility there. And the best way to get ready is to get that Rate and X loaded, or at least have it set up so you can immediately gun some Sui into these wallets and start. You can grab any coin on Sui there, including the new live pairs, which I never recommend because most of the new live pairs are just rugs on any platform. But yeah, anything else that has some quality to it is also low cap. So what are you worried about there, right? Fartcoin is sitting at 74K market cap. There's some that are sitting at 10K market cap, you guys. So look, right? Why do you need to play live pairs if they're active communities already, but very low cap, right? And that's just because there's not many people yet on Sui. So that's all indicating you're just very, very early, right? Very early. Welcome everybody that joined in the meantime, and welcome on YouTube and on the X live stream. And let's say good morning to Stylex here. Stylex, good morning.
Yes, Style X. What up, dude? Yeah, I don't know, Wild, if you've seen any of the stuff I've been doing all over the timeline, but it's,
Yes.
yeah, dude.
Dude,
I've
you've
been
been doing
So
some awesome work.
I've been
It's
going ape
amazing.
shit. Awesome, dude. I'm really stoked that you like it. I was actually
why
telling.
don't you uh, why
Go
don't
ahead.
you
Dude, I
move
was
to
pumped. I
Sui?
woke up and I was a little bummed. I looked at the chart and I was like, oh damn, we tanked below 10K. That sucks. And then I looked at your art and I'm like, this is fucking so bullish.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. That's why. That's one of the reasons that I've been like, kind of grinding, dude, is because I do have a position, and I want to see the coin
Pop the
fucking run.
bags.
Yeah, dude.
But this is on.
To
This
be
is going to
honest.
get a little bit less attention today because this is a Sui space, and not just a space for any chain, right? Because it's thirsty Thursday, and
Oh
Sui
yeah.
means water, so we got to stay hydrated every Thursday. And
True.
I'm just going to
True.
help people get hydrated
I
by
for
giving
Yeah.
away some Sui, right?
That's
And
my
for
oh
that to
bad.
yeah.
happen, yes,
That's
no,
totally
no
my bad.
problem. You're more than welcome on stage. We'd like to talk to you about Sui. And
Yes.
I'm actually wondering why you're not bringing this utility to Sui, where it's a lot easier to stand out with, especially this stuff, right? So,
Mm,
Yeah, I
uh,
mean, I guess the main reason I chose Solana is just purely marketing perspective, like the
volume.
highs that are on Solana, the
Yep.
volume, and like
That's smart.
yes, but your competition is right there too.
yeah, that's totally true.
Yeah.
And I think I told you guys I was originally gonna launch my first project on Sui, but the CETUS hat kind of turned me off of it.
Oh,
Oh
that's
yeah.
right. You
Made me a
mentioned
little
that. Yeah.
bearish. But I mean,
Jeez.
I'm still super bullish on the tech Sui. I know that that's not
But
their
but
fault for fading.
Ceda's not the only one, right? There's Blue Move, there's Turbos,
Turbos. Yeah. Turbos is
right?
gangster.
There's others, right? It's not just Ceda's. So
Yeah.
Um. Well,
yeah.
what about doing that thing? The paw chain. Can he do paw chain for Style X? Is that like in the
Yes.
cards, or is it too late?
No, no, very much in the
What
cards
is
because
Paw
they
Chain?
paw chain is a layer three. So okay, what is a layer three? We
Yeah.
call it a layer three adaptation. So what they did is they created a layer three chain that makes it able, if you are launching on there with a CA and a pool, right? You're going to get, and their community is going to get behind it because they rally for it, right? This is a really good project. And it makes it able so that other people, no matter what they have in their wallet, they can buy your token. So you do not need to create all these wormholes yourself,
Oh, so like
which is gnarly when you're on Sui or on Solana.
that's really cool. So even if you have, so like you can buy with Ethereum, you can buy with Bitcoin,
Yeah,
whatever.
let's say I have ETH, right? But I want to buy your token. Now, normally what I have to do is figure out how to wormhole or use Changelly, which is costly, go through my exchange, send my ETH there. But yeah, that's going to
Oh, that's
cost,
so cool. That's awesome tech.
right? Yeah, so you can just buy with my ETH, I can buy your token. So, or with, well, whatever, right? What else we got going in that wallet? So yeah, that's Paw Chain, you guys, and it was originally a meme token. I think in 22 or 23. I can't remember. I've known these guys for ages now
Or
too.
or is it totally unrelated?
Huh?
Is that a Doginal project?
No, that's unrelated.
I
I
figured
know
paws
these.
like dog paws.
Yeah, dog paws, right? Like a dog paw, and
Right.
and it was paw and B, and but they were not happy with the meme. They had community with geeks in there and nerds, like nice ones, right? And they were like, yes, we can do better. We going multi chain with this, because just being stuck on one chain has an advantage but also a disadvantage, right? And every chain has their own little quirks with that. Also, it's not bullish for people who have something else in their wallet. And you look, a meme token often, or something artsy, is usually what does it need for people to buy? Well, it's an emotional expression usually, right? People are bullish in the moment, they want to buy. But then, if you have to go to your exchange first, or you have to go to Changelly, and then Changelly has a little, the website is glitching. After 2 minutes, you're just like, you know what? Forget about this. Right? So,
Just like
uh,
everything,
Yes.
you got to
Yes.
keep as little friction between your customer and the
exactly.
purchase as possible.
Yes, yes.
Dude,
So,
it's so
especially in
true.
crypto,
You know how many
there's
times I
very,
faded something because I was getting serious
yeah,
FOMO, and then in the process of like loading the fiat, I was like, "What am I doing?" I don't know
yes.
if
Even
any.
just like
Yeah.
even just in normal life, there's been times where I like didn't buy something because they
Yep.
didn't have Stripe with one click pay, and I'm like,
Yep.
I
Yeah.
don't feel like Stripe. Where's
Exactly,
my credit
dude.
card? That's too far. I'll get distracted by the time I get to my wallet. Like,
Damn. That's the psychology of all of this.
yeah,
When it really
Well, it's
boils
the
down to it.
psychology of usually with buying, and if you forgot your wallet, and your phone is low on battery, and if you're really bullish on it, right, you will go through some hoops to get. But the guy doesn't
Absolutely.
doesn't have a, like, you can pay with your card from your phone, so you have to get a Cash App code or something like that to get cash.
Mm.
And that is just, now you got to walk somewhere and get, right, it's just, or find a freaking ATM that has something with the phone on it. So now you got to go look on the internet where the nearest one is, and it's is all a headache. And so you're probably going to end up asking, hey, are you here next week as well? And the guy would be like, yeah, and then next week you're not even thinking about it anymore, right?
Right.
Which arguably it might have also been something you didn't need, right? Because
Yeah, that's what I
that one
always
mixes it again. Yeah,
rationalize it. I'm like, oh, how
yeah,
bad did I really need it? If it's an
yeah,
extra hoop to jump through, and same thing with like FOMOing over
yeah.
fart coin or something. It's like if there's an extra hoop, I'm like, oh, I might get wrecked anyway. So maybe it's like a
Yeah.
blessing that this is too difficult.
Yeah, but on the other side, I missed out on some stuff on ETH because I had to take it from my ledger, and ETH is fucking hella slow. And then I was like, yeah, I'm fading. And then the thing did a 50x, right?
Mm,
That happens too. So, yeah, just to lower that threshold, that's Paw Chain, and they're adding Sui to their chain as well. That was the last I heard that they were working on that, because to they just spent like 5 months having Solana attached to all of this, because none of those are EVM compatible, right?
mm,
So what? Let's talk about EVM compatible and what's going on in SUI then, how this is different. So EVM compatibility simply kind of means that it's a rebuild of Ethereum. It can make use of anything Ethereum. Anything coded on Ethereum will work on EVM compatible chains, right? So you see, like for instance, with this Monad and testnet, you see a ton of D apps are there built already because these D apps have all the logistics, right? All the roadways paved already to bring that out as quickly as possible. And so, not so for SUI. SUI has a different language, and it's called SUI Move. And SUI is heavily betting on builders because they recognize that in order for your blockchain to be used, you got to have builders on there that build these projects so it creates movement, right? You want to have a use case for your blockchain. And by the way, Solana uses Rust, and SUI Move is a simplified version of Rust.
Yeah, Move is just like a subset of Rust, right?
Yeah. Now it's
Cool.
simplified, right? It's a little bit more intuitive.
Um,
I coded in Sui Move, and it was actually extraordinarily easy. I was kind of like
Really, I'll have to check
sweating.
that out. I've coded in Solidity, the EVM language.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yes. That's why
one
I
question I
started.
have about the difference between those two and the two
Yeah,
types of chains. One of the things that I missed on Solana from Ethereum is you could like actually, if you go on like eScanner or whatever, you could see the contract code on a lot of the contracts that were public.
yeah,
So I could actually, before I interacted with the DApp, I could go look and be like, is this sketchy? And it
yeah.
seems like that isn't a thing on these other chains. Is that a thing on Sui?
Well, you can like look. Okay, so here's about the transparency about that, right? Because that's why they say in the end, Sui and Solana are a little bit less transparent than Ethereum. But that's just because you have to go through these scans differently, right? The coding is different, and therefore the scanning of it and what you need to look at is different as well. And we have fantastic scanners that are very good at reading Solidity coding, but not so much for Rust and not so much for Sui. I would say for Sui even less because it's such a young chain uh, stuff. So it's not like it's not available. It's just that the road to the information is different.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, because it's all just like compiled bytecode or whatever, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It is very different. And when I started, when you learn to code in Solidity, which by the way, you guys, 90 to 95% of what you do, and this is why you should have been bullish and never lost your faith in Ethereum, because 90%, 95% of what you do in crypto is built on Ethereum. Yeah. So a lot of developers know how to code in Solidity, not necessarily in Rust and not necessarily in Sui. And that's why Move Pump was such a fun thing for Solana because you don't need to be a developer, right? You get a custom CA, fair launch, etc., etc. And so that's where the volume then came in for Solana. And I also didn't get from Solana that they were enjoying to have or very inviting to builders. Right. I see something else happening on Sui. They really prefer builders. They want not so much the meme coins. They really want utility to be built on there, and they're actually backing that all the way. If you want to learn how to code on Sui, you want to become a developer. There is a lot of demand for that. There are boot camps that they provide, right, to join. They're even backing that up with money, right? So they want to have the builders on board there. They're very much geared towards it. They're actually not that hot on meme coins. That's what I'm getting, right, from that team. Also, when you see what it takes for a coin to get validated in a wallet, right, to get verified in that slush wallet, which is a Sui wallet, right, and it just took Nami. It took like 6 months. And it kind of felt to me like, all right, so they're not just verifying any token randomly if it's a meme token, but I've seen utility or memes that started to build utility being verified really quickly. So just from that, I can deduct that they prefer to have something built, even if you're a meme, right, to have some utility comes along with it. Um, Well, we can agree to disagree on that one because for myself personally, I hate having a meme with utility. That's so not what a meme was supposed to be, right? It was supposed to make fun of the fact that we can still pump without utility. and laugh at the projects that have that mirage or the smell of utility but had bullshit utility. Right. Yeah, we're having another dex, or we're making our own wallet. Well, that's just stuff that is not needed, right, in the market. So we have enough wallets.
Yeah, last thing we need is another wallet.
Last thing we need is one more.
There's
Yeah.
more wallets than there are tokens
Yeah,
at
and
this
at one
point.
point for me, it always came across, "Oh, we gotta build this bot or something." And it always came across as you just want the community to hold. You're just handing out pacifiers, right?
Hmm.
And I'm about the non bullshit
That's so
stuff.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, but I really do enjoy that Sui is emphasizing billers, because that is something that Solana didn't. Now, that's not to talk bad about Solana at all. Solana gets volume from these meme tokens, and that's fine. I hold Solana. I love meme tokens. Here we go, right? But yeah, to in order for you to have more compatibility in the real world, right? The team Mission Labs, the team from Sui, they actually expressed that they really want to have people in Web 2 use Sui without knowing they're using Sui. And I think that's bullish. I think they're gearing a lot more towards outside of crypto than inside of crypto. Well, these meme tokens and stuff is a lot of fun, but it's usually geared to the volume that's within crypto, right? So they are building outwards. We need to have more people that use crypto without knowing they're using crypto. That's some kind of a mission there, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Which makes me bullish. So they are also by far the fastest one out there right now, right? And if we see at what that venture capital does for what it did for Solana, well, the same venture capital is now getting behind Sui, and well, getting behind they were already, right? So that is a bullish signal for me. The chart even looks very much alike as the young chart of Solana. The tokenomics are a little different, so we cannot say like, "Hey, the Solana market cap," and then just project that onto Sui. I don't think that's a smart nor comparable. It's like apples and oranges in this way, to come to any indication of how far Sui could go in alt season and alt rally. But it is getting 49% of the outflow from Ethereum, and it's also the number two on the most transactions, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Ethereum number one, and it's kind of only 2 million away from catching up with Ethereum there. That's a lot. And that means there's use case. And then the price follows that, right? So it's not for nothing that we have seen consistently 49% of the outflow from Ethereum going to Sui. Number two would be base, and then the three, four is always a rally between Solana and Arbitrum. Yes, Arbitrum. So yeah, I've been keeping my eye on that stuff, and then last year around this time, Hippo, that was the first big meme token on Sui, rallied into the multi millions. I mean, I think it went to. Oh, let me.
Arbitrum's like basically an Ethereum chain too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could say that. We could say that.
Um. Hey,
Hold
Kit.
on.
I missed your DM. I'm not sure. What did you DM me on?
Me?
Oh no no Kit.
What?
Stylex. Um.
Oh,
I wasn't sure. Where did you try to DM me? Was it TG or X or?
yeah, it was TG.
It was okay. I'm really bad with
Yeah,
Telegram
no worries.
DMs. I have like no organization, so I never see anything. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Here I see
I've
the
realized
message.
that the XDMs almost never get seen very quick. So
Okay.
All right. So Hippo launched in September last year when we saw Sui started to
Yeah.
outperform Bitcoin. It was on the floor. Sui was on the floor at fucking 50 cents, you guys. I was buying, and I was buying Sui, and then Sui started to move. Hippo launched and ran all the way to 300 million market cap out of nowhere. People got rich there hella fast if you would have paid attention, right? Right now they're sitting on 50.6 mil, by the way. and so Sudan hippo, right? And then, of course, we had Lofi, we had Axel, Nami, Lofi, all 2 millions, right, straight after. These were what we call the second wave memes on Sui. They were all launched at the end of September, beginning of October. They did fantastic rallies as well. And then Lofi, of course, took another bite of that cake. I think it rallied all the way up to 260 million. Now, when I saw Lofi, it was already at 4 million. That one pumped so hard, right? And I wasn't paying attention, so I got in at 4 million. But look, right? When volume hits there, it does hit hard because the whole ecosystem, including their utility, is a handful in comparison to other chains, right? On the fastest chain out there, the cheapest and the fastest by now. So yeah, that's why we're bullish on Sui, and that's why I've been like screaming in the desert about Sui for a year and a good year and a half in spaces talking about Sui, and they were like, yeah, well, why chart down? And I was like, yeah, well, opportunities when when the chart is down, not up, right? You kind of have to do your research into the tech, right? What it's about. Uh, you go to some AMAs, get a vibe from the team. What did they do? What did they want to accomplish? Are they working right? Are they coming out with stuff? And so in the winter, just before I think it was in December that we're going to come out with it. Having the Sui play in pre-sale and then that kind of stuff because when young chains that are fast and cheap, it's very hard to board institutional money because institutional money looks for things like Ethereum, which is older, and because it's older, it brings stability just by age. And this is a new token, so institutional money is really not savvy on young chains that way because it's riskier, right? Makes sense. But the ones that always do look for new opportunities are the more creative people. And who are those? Well, the gamers, right? So also the gaming is the number two narrative in this bull run, right? We have seen AI and number two games doing very, very well. And so bullish for Sui to focus a little bit on these gamers because that's how you raise that initial attention, having that use case. And it's just hella fast, right? On Sui, you can do multi swaps in one go, and it's instant. It's a blink of an eye. You don't have time to go to the scanner to scan the transaction and tell somebody, hey, I paid you. It's like boom, instant. It's there. You don't even right.
Mm.
And you can do 100 of those in one go if you want to as well because it just lines. It's a parallel scaled, and it lines up the information, pushes it through the blockchain. But not only is do that, any information that's the same at one point, they can put that in together and go through. That's how you come to these multi swaps, right?
Mm.
So there's that. That's about the tech on Sui and the Sui move. So if you're looking for opportunity and you're a builder or you want to learn how to code, I think that's great. That's going to be that coding aspect of crypto is going to be a lot of bread in there because crypto is just going to have that adoption right in the real world, and how many people know about crypto? Uh, it's like being in the .com boom and learning how to code with HTML. You actually can get jobs and get hired, and that is going to be something that can provide income for 30 years, 40 years to come, right? However long we're going to take this. So
Mm.
and then sustainable, right? And you can grow with that and learn with that. So if that's you and you want to learn it, Sui Move is, I think, excellent to start with because solidity can be a little dense, and Sui Move is very much more intuitive. It works with like building blocks, so you're first naming the token, and build another block. The only thing that it has really in common with Solana is that you only interact with its own treasury. So I don't know, Stylex, if you're still here paying attention.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
sorry, I
I've
was
got
reading
him.
DMs.
Yeah. So,
No, I was gonna say Stylex because he was like,
oh,
all
he's
about that
here.
coding.
He's
Yes,
here. Yeah.
sir. And so I don't know if you know this, but in of course Solidity, this is very different than on Solana and Sui. Solana and Sui, you only interact with the treasury.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yes, and so you do have different commands then, right? So you basically are explaining in the code what you want to tell back and forth with the treasury. And so it is like building blocks. So first you name the token, you send in a supplier the token, everything else that comes with that, right? And then okay, what the token now needs to do, but it does that in context with the treasury, and that's different than on in Solidity. Um,
Oh, interesting. You think that's preferable?
I think so because it simplifies things,
Yeah.
and when you simplify things in coding, what does that do? It
Yeah.
makes it
You get
cheaper and faster. Yeah.
cheaper, easier,
Yeah.
more builders, less room for error. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that makes sense.
So also it gets it's in that way more transparent than Solidity, because you can make something so complex, and Solidity is really hard to find out what's going on with that token, right? Because it can
Yeah.
have some hiding, some functions in there that might not be coming up on a scanner, or their scanner is just not looking for. And I am talking about that swap liquid sweep, right?
Oh, yeah.
The swap
For sure.
liquefy function, yeah. So that's the moment where def is selling, and that's in the contract, right? And if you know how to code, you can look into these contracts and front run that sell, because it comes in cycles because it's in the code. And a lot of Evermoon, Saitama, there was a few more like that. That had these swap liquefy functions, and then you launch a project, you cannot take it away because that contract is being renounced, right? So they cannot ever go back in there, and it can ruin a project because somebody will go, "Hey, Def is selling," and yes, they're not wrong, but it is in the contract, and that can really bring FUD unnecessarily so because maybe the Def the text wallet needs to sell something there, right? So. Um,
Yeah, yeah, kind of like with my project. Like, I needed to sell some just to pay. Like, we have
oh yeah,
ChatGPT
right.
like shit like
Yeah,
that, and people are like, "Oh no, you can't sell." I'm like, "What? Like, what do you mean? Oh, like
yeah.
this shit
But it
costs money."
definitely needs to hodl, and then you need to whip out 10, 15K out of your ass, right, for to pay for everything,
Yeah.
and then
What's
150 for
Yeah,
what the
can you
hell?
not sell and pay Dex and pay Boost and pay
Yes.
KOLs and
Yeah,
pay like?
what's
Yeah.
the solution to that, Wilder? Because yeah, as soon like that realization is like a ton of bricks, and so like what? How do you navigate something like that? Like the chart right now is sitting at 9.7K. It's just getting. Uh, I don't know what to think about it. What do you say,
Well,
Wilder? Is there like
sometimes you got
volume
to
bots that you can?
a Dex update, right? You got to update your Dex. That is got to happen.
But
Well,
we paid
yeah.
Dex.
What happened with that? Yeah. So you paid Dex, and why did they take you down? That's one of the other reasons that this is
Well,
so.
yeah, yeah. Look, I got to be completely honest. This is going to take a long time to get off the ground, you guys, even though you have a bullish utility, just because of these things happening.
Because of the Dex screener thing, because that's the
Yes.
number one thing to me. Because if you go on Dex screener and you can't find it, then
Yeah. And other people find
it's.
that extremely bearish as well. The
Oh
first
Oh,
thing,
man.
exactly.
the first thing that happens after a launch is an update on the Dex with everything that needs to be there. Now I know that Dex is sometimes fucking around,
Yeah.
screwing you over, and it's going to take 2-3 weeks for it to be
Well,
fixed.
I emailed them and they answered very quickly. I was like, "My
Oh
token's
yeah,
not
they
showing up on
answer
Dex. What's
quickly.
going on?"
Yeah, but to
And
get it
they
fixed quickly, it's two
they said
different
they couldn't
things.
do anything. They were like, "No." They were like, "It's the algorithm."
What?
Yeah.
Hold on. So you
And then
got
I told them about the
delisted,
honeypot. They were like, "Oh, we'll flag it for our auditors," and like
bro.
they literally were like, basically, "Fuck off."
I'm
Oh,
like
Sorry, I forgot your
shaking
screen.
right now. I am
Yeah,
so
I was pretty upset about that.
dude.
yeah. Well,
It was
yeah.
weird because we showed up the first day, and then I also
Hmm.
noticed on Pump Fund we were sitting at 15K, and there were lower projects on the about to graduate tab, and we
Hmm.
weren't showing up for some reason. We did show up the first day, but then something after 24 hours. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not
Do you
good.
think somebody's fudding the bag or
You
something?
know,
I was saying,
you know what? You know what? The patch to this is that you need to maybe get a hold of your bigger holders and
CTO.
do a relaunch. No, because
Well,
you can't
I
CTO
mean,
this.
yeah, I guess it wouldn't be a CTO, but it'd be like the dev doing a, yeah, I guess it's a relaunch then. Like kind of the
Yes.
same way a CTO would go down,
Yeah,
except the
but
dev is doing it.
then the dev, sells that supply and then airdrops everybody, buys it up on the other one, and then airdrops everybody.
Kit, I think that there is like a way to navigate this, and I think that she's definitely right in talking to community that want to band together to go ahead and do this,
Yeah.
because I think that you can get momentum behind it. And then I think it will be essential to somehow token wallet or NFT wallet, so that a person has to hold an NFT or a certain number of tokens in order to interact with the app, to create new prompts, to use the app, and then watermarks on the final results.
Yeah,
And
watermarks is going to be expensive.
no, you factor that into a default into all of the prompts, and say, put a small, subtle, opaque
Yeah.
Style X logo in the bottom left
Yes, but
corner.
I would also very much rethink the chain because there's a lot of competition on Solana.
Yeah, yeah. The relaunch part of the relaunch is being tough is the fact that I'm literally like a $900 loss right now, even if I rugged right now.
Whoa.
Um, so
I know, but it's you're fighting an uphill battle, right?
yeah. Um, but yeah, do you
That's
have
just
any tools that you recommend for doing a snapshot? Just if I do decide to do that.
on Solana. I think
Yeah,
there's multiple that can do a snapshot.
I'll find something.
Yeah, and or else you're gonna have to do this manually, which is a pain in the buttocks, right? But just I would be very transparent to holders and be like, look, um, we're running into technical difficulties with Dex tools
Yeah.
and with the Dex updates, and this is going to be a reason we can go forward like this. And so all holder will take a snapshot.
I feel like if the Dex screener like started working, then things could change, because
Yeah,
the
because then you
coin.
can go. Yeah, but then you can do a bot that does the Dex screen trending and stuff. The Dex still
Yeah,
trending. You cannot do that now.
Oh, it's
That's
on
all for
Dex
nothing.
Tools. I could see it on Dex Tools. You can see the
Yeah, yeah,
bonding.
yeah. You can see that bonding, but it's gonna be a pain in the ass going forward. It's got to be fixed somewhere along the line because you kind of want to have these things also if you want to do CoinGecko or something, right?
yeah, yeah,
And then people will find out and they will start to use that as continuous FUD. That's just it. This is how people are.
yeah. No, it sucks. I just wanted to build something cool and fun, and
Yeah.
it's been a struggle. I'm part of like I don't know why the Dex tool thing happens. I mean, the Dex screener thing happens. So how do I even avoid that next time without knowing why?
That's super
Yeah.
weird. But it hasn't bonded yet on pump funds, so maybe that could have something to do with it.
Yeah, but I thought that was why you paid the $300 for Dex, so that you showed up even if you haven't bonded.
Oh, that's.
No, you got to be bonded.
Uh,
You can prepay the decks.
Okay, so yeah, then we're still early. I mean, it's only been
We're
what, not
still
even
early.
48 hours.
It's so early, bruh.
You got, usually it's there's a 3-day window with people like basically like new money looking at coins. They're screening coins within a 3-day window typically. So I still think that there's a lot of
Yeah, well,
potential.
my best advice is to look things over and weigh it against each other and see where this conflict comes from. If it's because it's not bonded yet, right? And I would talk to the ones that emailed you and would just ask for some transparency there, an explanation for them, and how to go forward. Then, right? They can do that. Um, so it's like customer service now, and so to get a good idea of what the reasons are behind this, and then move from there. If you can still make it work, but if that's going to be a thing for the future, it's really hard, right? You're now in something that's already difficult to do, because launching and owning a project for the long run is going to be a hassle, right? It's going to take a lot of time, and it's going to take a lot of your sanity at some points too. I see that around me always. So there's a reason why projects get abandoned, and that's because when people start fudding or start being flipping bearish in your TG, it can really have an effect on you and the people in the team, right? Or you as a founder. So that's why a lot of people give up too. And then if you're going in this with an extra handicap, if it's not a handicap, right? If it turns out to have to do with the pump fund thing, and then the record is being set straight as soon as you bond it, then that's okay. But if it's going to be a problem forward, going forward, you're just adding to your load of work there.
Yeah, there's already enough disadvantages. You can't really handle anymore.
Well, yeah, right. Yeah. And you don't want those, and you want to negate any of the risk of that happening on forehand if you can do so, right, with these things.
Yeah. One of my
Yeah.
concerns with a relaunch would also be that, the bot's been applying with the CA all over
Sure.
X, so that the CA is there.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, right. What to do about that? Maybe being on another chain would just fix all that.
Yeah. No, maybe I'll relaunch on Sui.
Well, if you do, let me know. Uh, but yeah, so far with that, yeah, these projects, you guys, they really need some community. When it's a community project, that means that the dev is not holding 90% of the tokens, right? If you want something like a community token, help out a little bit, because it's not running on its own. It's costing a tremendous amount of energy and also money and investment on every level, right? And if you have a good leader, then you are investing also in the person or persons doing that, right? And it's not helpful to just be in a TG and just cry when and when trending.
Yeah, my thought process was that getting enough eyes on the project by like tagging like enough KOLs and influential people in the communities that more eyes would get on the project, and
Yeah.
ideally people would want to buy in on the chart. But
Yeah, that was kind of the whole thought behind the project. But
yeah, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, yeah, we could deep dive on that all day. Why what the hell happened here? That's so bizarre. But like I said, dude,
Yeah,
I
well, you
think at
kind of want to know,
46%,
right? You kind
yeah,
of want to know, so you kind of want to email them back and be like, "All right, can you give
yeah,
me an explanation on how this happened,
yeah,
or does it have to do with the move, with the pump thing, right? Where are we at with this? And if they don't, then maybe AI can help you a little bit
mm-hmm,
further with these
mm-hmm,
things, and at least give you information on what went wrong, so you can prevent that going
mm-hmm.
forward. That would be then the most valuable thing going forward. But yeah, I just appreciate you willing to speak openly about this, because usually that is this whole discussion is backroom discussion, right? So I already appreciated that you are being transparent, and because that's not easy, right? And you cannot expect people to who launched a project, founders, to know everything, because you run up in things in crypto all the time that come as a complete surprise.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
whether that be the
I appreciate you letting me up here
coding.
to talk and share the project. And this has been
Yeah.
an awesome little community here.
Yes.
Regardless, I'll definitely keep showing up to this space when I can. There's
Yeah.
so much alpha here. Like, you're one of the smartest people that I've talked to. Smartest and open. So this is really great.
Yes, right. And I think if you play your cards right, and you have that utility, you can even bring extra utility. And I don't want to push for a launch on Sui, because you can do this on Solana as well. You can use a different launch pad that actually have maybe some different tokenomics or something that you can slightly adjust, so it's bullish for you, and also possibly where people are having the opportunity to maybe stake, because that staking is going to give you that opportunity for what, to create NFTs with utility that include that reward from staking. So Yeah, right. There's a lot you can add to your project. If there's going to be change, you can make it more bullish too. So that's a positive, right?
Yeah, totally. I think Tick had some great ideas with gating the project. So you have to at least hold like a couple million tokens to use it or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then people are so afraid of drainers is my biggest fear there. That like a project sitting at 9K, they might not want to link their wallet.
Right, right. Damn, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, whew. Well, I wonder if there's a way, like a read-only type of way, where you can enter your wallet address, like your public address, and then it can scan it without being intrusive and needing to connect it.
Yeah, but then people could
ChatGPT.
just go look at the top holders and like copy paste their address, right?
Yeah.
True, true. Oh, yeah, duh. Fucking A. Yeah, that's. Look
I
at
mean, you
me,
can make it
Mr.
link once, but then
Cybersecurity.
somebody front runs
Duh.
linking a wallet after they buy. Like,
That's
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
hilarious.
don't think that would happen because that's way too much, energy for the game there. You're not really gaining access to a project, not like
What a come
money. I
up.
don't think people are gonna game
But
that, but
but
Yeah.
sometimes it's really good to do. Sometimes I know that everybody runs away from relaunching because it's usually is bearish. But I have seen relaunches doing very very well, right? And then adding to it that actually made it more valuable of a project by adding more utility or more use case. So in a very clever way, right? So I would go to where there is not so much competition with your utility and still be bullish on that outflow. And then so it's going to be ETH base, SUI, right? And Solana, unfortunately, just has a lot of competition there. And it also on Solana kind of favors the meme coin. I was talking about that this morning in the
yeah,
Moonlight crypto space, where we see that most of the outflow from Solana, because you can look at the Bitcoin outflow, Ethereum outflow, but you can also look at Solana outflow. Where is it moving in their ecosystem? And the first two are meme coins.
yeah. Solana definitely has the
Yeah,
shortest attention span too. Like, if it
yeah.
doesn't move in 5 minutes, people sell. Like,
Well, yeah, and it has its own charm, right? I'm not trying to be bearish on Solana at all
Yeah, for
because on number
trading,
no, no,
yeah.
three,
it's
yeah,
casino chains. I mean,
yeah, it's a
it is
different,
what
it's
it
a
is.
different
It's
thing.
great at what it is, and it's fun. I
Casinos
love
make
trading
money.
shitcoins as much as the next guy, but
Yes, I love casinos too, so that's why we're on there. But we
Yeah.
got to recognize, right? So number three is Jupiter, but that's the first utility that gets from the outflow. When Solana pumps, it is that there was this monkey something, not monkey that Gordon guy is shilling. It was something else. Uh, I don't know, monkey gun, some monkey sling, it's something like this, right? Like I don't even know the coin. But it got ugly volume when Solana pumps, right? This ecosystem movement. And number three, that's the first one we see some utility showing up. So it really prefers these memes, and so utility is going to be hard. AI utility is a very good one then to have because you're still incorporating that AI narrative, which is bullish, but it's just hard to stand out right with it there, I think. But that's just strictly my opinion. Feel absolutely no pressure. You do you. Right?
yeah, of course, and I appreciate your opinion. Thank you.
Yeah, if the ticker was tits and ass, I would be like, you need to be on Solana. Because that's the only thing,
Yeah,
the only chain
facts.
that would work. Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
But at the same time, so the chart still has liquidity though, the style X, and so
Yes, of
um,
course.
there there is a chance that it could recover still, like because
Oh yeah.
top
But
holders.
moving yeah,
Ooh,
but tick, moving forward, if you
yeah,
cannot fix the DEX, if that DEX update is not gonna be fixed because of other issues than just pump fun,
yeah.
it's almost end of story, right? How are you going to take that in an uphill battle with you in your backpack? That's a huge thing to drag forward. And people are going to constantly point that out when fixed, when.
People are so bullish on this. You go onto the pump
Yeah.
fund, and there's so many comments that are saying, let's go. they paid the decks already. Let's see, 30x boosted, locked the fuck in, bomb
Yeah.
this. People are like and there's 20 holders, top listed holders right here.
Wow.
So there is a community. It might not be the biggest one, but we're only 2 days in, and
Yeah.
maybe I'm
Hold
just
on.
an optimist to a fault, but you get on to Twitter, start going on the timeline and start. I'm not saying pump the utility, but pump the token. Because that's what I was pumping was the utility. Look at what this can do. But maybe it's like switch gears a little bit and start. Token launched, 10K market cap. We're sitting here with free money. When this runs to millies, you're going to be FOMOing hard. This is the narrative. I mean,
So yeah, so here, just asking around here, pre-bonding curve dynamics before a token completes its bonding curve. Trading occurs on Pump Fund using the bonding curve model. You know this, right? Where prices adjust dynamically based on supply and demand. No DEX, Radium, or Pump Swap is involved in any of this stage. So the introduction of Pump Swap does not directly alter pre-bonding trading mechanism, but it enhances the platform's appeal by ensuring a smoother transition to DEX, potentially attracting more traders. Well, that's not potentially. That is what always happens, right? After that DEX, boom, it's just going to get more buyers. No updates directly after the DEX integration before the bonding curve is completed, as DEX migration occurs only after the bonding is filled. So that might be your whole problem right there.
hold on. What is the problem again? That what? Could you
Your
repeat that last
update,
part?
your DEX update.
The Dex update did what? It fucked it up. It
I don't
flagged it.
know what did not work for this. What is not working at the moment?
The
You paid
banner.
for something.
Well, he wanted to upload a new banner, I believe, and on Dex Screener. So at first, StyleX was showing up on the Dex Screener, and now when you go on Dex Screener and you type in StyleX, nothing shows up. First, there was 2 tokens that
Yeah,
showed
but
up.
you haven't bonded yet.
Yeah, but initially it was showing up when it was over the
Really?
yeah, when it was over like the 12K market cap, it was showing up on the Dex Screener because maybe when it has a certain volume, then maybe it starts showing up on the screener. I'm not.
Oh yeah, that could be very well too. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that happens sometimes too. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
when
know that
something's
happens.
on turbos when something's over, it's like 10 or 11K.
Yeah, because the
Then yeah.
update is just for your socials.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's not showing up at all on Dex Screener because it's below 9K. It's at 9.7,
Yeah,
9.9K now.
that might be the reason.
So when it's sitting
I,
below a certain market cap, I think that it needs a minimum in order to register on the screener. But it's on Dex Tools, you can see it. So one option is to link to the Dex Tools, and we'll post that, even though outside links are bearish, or just the CA. I'm just trying to think of like what's a solution here. What are some ways to navigate this? And then ChatGPT, you could also explain your situation, Kit, to is he still here with us? Oh, did he bounce? Oh, dude,
yeah, but
he's not even here.
let's move forward.
Yeah, that's
Because
funny.
this is beginning to look like help desks.
We got Sui Booster
Stewie
in the
Boosters in the house.
house.
Would you like come on stage and
I've
do
been
some
wondering
chilling?
how
We'll
Sui.
pull you up with that nice golden check mark you got there.
I'd like to see
Jelly.
what's going on in the Sui Booster world. I know that it was up like 16% or something awesome today when I glanced at my
Can
slush.
you pull that up for me while I
Mhm.
fetch some tea because my
Yes.
voice is leaving me again?
Yes. Yes, Sui Booster. Did we got you up on stage with us yet? No? Here, let me see. Well, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and try to pull up the Sui Booster somehow. Just give me 1 second. All right. All right. I've got way too many windows open right now. I'm going to. Okay. Here we go. So SUI Booster. So SUI Booster. They've got the SUI Booster DAO. This is a project on the SUI network that basically they have a volume bot. They have what else do they have? They've got a few different things. I'm on the wrong page actually, so this is confusing me. Let me see. Oh, here we go. So powering SUI projects with growth. They are affiliated with a few projects on the SUI network that we have seen thrive with the volume bot. Let me see. I want to find some examples. Forgive me. I was not prepared to just take over here like this. Let's see. So I will tell you about the Booster NFT. So the DAO NFT mint. This is available on Tradeport. This actually gets you eligible to receive airdropped transaction yield to your SUI wallet just by holding. So just so that you understand that clearly, you mint one of these NFTs. This being in your wallet automatically makes you eligible to receive dividends in the form of airdrops to your wallet every week. I believe every Thursday you get airdropped tokens just for holding this NFT in your wallet. You don't have to do anything else or sign up for anything else to mint one of these. Let me see, connect wallet to mint. So right now, is it really 13 SUI? That's a really good price if it is. But you go ahead, mint one of these, and then you automatically just earn passive rewards just by holding it. And SUI Booster, this project is involved with a lot of projects on SUI, and so there is volume there. And let me see, what else can I show you to kind of like back up what I'm saying? Right now, here's a look at the chart for the SUI Booster DAO price. Market cap sitting at 104K. Let me see, what else can I show you? 24-hour trading volume at $3,000. Looking for something. God, this thing was just up though. I swear, I was looking at the SUI Booster chart and it was up like 15%. I don't know. I was looking at something else then. I guess the token and the DAO. Let me see, volume bot. I'm gonna get this figured out here in just a second. Screener. Let's see. All right, so if I go on the screener and then SUI Booster, this is it on base. Why is this? Okay. Oh, because this is the NFT. Huh. Okay, I'm having some confusion here. I need to. I wish I could ask what the deal is with the token. Maybe if I pull it up in my wallet, I can go ahead and get the facts on that one. So I'm gonna go into slush, and then when I pull up the SUI Booster, here we go. Oh, SUI Booster DAO. This is it right here. So, and then the package ID. This is it right here. All right. God, these charts are so freaking weird. I'm like not used to the way that these are reading. Okay, so I need to.
What are you looking for, SUI Booster? Because
Yes.
I love to use my Wild&Tic for all of this, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yes.
Here we go. I got it on a bird eye. So let's see, sitting at 103. Yeah, this chart's looking a little bit better.
Yeah, well, that's because Wild&Tic picks up everything, right? Everything. And even Bird Eye doesn't pick up everything. And that's just because SUI. Look at all the times Def bought, right?
On SUI Booster?
Yeah. So if you got to look at it on a 4th hour or something like that, a 2nd, a 2 hour, because because of that Cetus thing, it kind of made the charts on the daily look hella weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I'm gonna connect my Raiden real quick.
Because you see what happened in May, right, with that Cetus.
Uh huh.
Yeah. So even if a token was not on Cetus, but a different pool, somehow something weird glitched with all the pools temporarily, giving them market caps of like millions. And very weird, but people couldn't sell it, right? But then it got rectified like the next day, but then it showed a candle up and down on the chart.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of gives you a very weird look on the chart altogether. And I guess we're going to see that with all the older tokens. And for me, that whole Cetus thing was like I'm buying the blood because uh, these blockchains, if you have done your research, you know that it is professionals behind this, and they buffer against stuff like this because this could have happened on any chain, right? And so, if you're serious about your blockchain, and Cetus itself being serious about its utility, it's also a professional team. It was not for nothing that that was the biggest pool. So they buffered against it. They took action immediately and resolved, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know that is going to happen. Also, you know in crypto that people have an attention span of a fruit fly. So you know when these things happen, everybody tends to, you know, in a month from now when you see this hack, everybody will be like digging in their mind, going like, "What was that again?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because time moves differently in crypto, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there 2 3 months feels like 2 3 years.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that
It is
so
for
what
some
happens.
people.
I am by no means old, but I kind of feel old every time people start talking about, oh, you remember this token, right? Oh, what's that in?
2022 was an eternity ago.
Yeah, right. It's like
Uh,
Jesus Christ. Yeah, like I'm talking Evermoon. Who knows
Dude, there
Evermoon?
wasn't that many
Right?
tokens too. You know what I mean? There just what
Yeah,
like meme coins and stuff. There just wasn't that
yeah. But
whole
what came out was sending hard because of that, right? And now
yeah.
there's just so much competition. Yeah, it's but it's kind of weird how time moves, you guys, in crypto. It's like insane. That's why I always say there is no time and space. Everything is just perception. It's just you.
Yeah,
And then
someone
when we're all together sharing that perception,
uh
we can really skew time in directions, right?
yeah. Yeah. Someone needs to make a movie about what happened over the last like 5 years about, just like the whole just degen a movie called I'm going to make a trailer using
Yeah,
VO for a
Jesus the
degen the
movie.
movie and make it all intense like a freaking
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I'm going to make something sick
I
for
see
sure. I'm going to write that
at
one down.
crypto in our space, and he's rocking a walrus. I like it. Let's touch on some NFTs for Sui, and then you know, wrap it up with the giveaway because
Yeah.
I noticed that people are here for the giveaway as well, but kind of want to win
I
something
know
right
I
now. You
should have
have
put
to
it
be
in
in the space.
I should have put it in the description. My bad. In the title, that actually blew up our space last time. I put, Sui giveaway. We had
Oh,
like, yeah,
well,
that's a.
that is going to be my bad, but
I sh-
anyway, I love to
oh,
support
I
my
can do it.
village.
I have
No,
the
it's good.
ability to do it too. Yeah.
I love to support my village with a little bit, right, of the people that are just showing up for showing up. So, and not because that's in the title. So,
Right.
we'll
True
do that
that.
next week. We're gonna do every week. It's gonna be Thursday, and it's gonna be about Sui, and we're gonna do a Sui giveaway every Thursday. So just come back for more hydration. I would say, right? More
Yes.
Sui.
Yes, indeed.
Stay moisturized this way, hydrated. So yes, there is of course NFTs on Sui, and most of them actually have utility, right? Why? Because again, on Sui, everything likes to have a little something. So it's great. So on the 12th of this, so you're gonna have me repeat this a little bit. I'm bullish on this mint. It's going to be a new mint on Sui, and it's going to be the Board Toilet Club from Toilet Token. I imagine if you're on Sui that you're also following Dr. Ari and Crypto Empress, right? Big names from ETH are moving to Sui. If you haven't seen that already, Martini guy, Buran Gravana, all these guys, right? What's his face? Keith or something. See, I don't know something. He makes videos about tokens on Sui all the time now, and these were kind of like on Ethereum only, right? Ethereum or Solana.
Oh,
A lot
Mr.
of
Furley too. Mr. Furley,
yeah,
Wise Degen. He's making a lot of content.
yeah.
I'm a big fan of that dude. He is.
Yes, he used to be in Spaces too, because I think he's from the Project Wise guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Might
he's
be. I
got his
might be
hand,
very
you know,
wrong.
he's got his hand. He wears a lot of hats. He wears many hats, and he's got his hand in a lot of like
Yeah.
projects and helping out and admin and TG for. He does that as a hobby, and
Yes.
the dude's conviction sentiment. He works in the tech industry, and he understands this stuff, and he's just like
Yeah.
loves talking about it. So people like that. I love people that are passionate with conviction and people that are just intelligent in general and knowledgeable and that can share information. They're valuable people you want to keep by you. So like you, that's why I stay close to you, because you have all those qualities and then some. So very bullish, my friend.
Yes, so we're
Board
gonna have the
toilet.
board toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and you know what I find funny about this, and this just because of the title and how it just mixes up. But that's what I like about Sui being the water chain, having all these fun things with water, like really ridiculous stickers. But it's like giving it an extra dimension, an extra, you know, ingredient for a lore. And so the Board Toilet Club, of course, it's like a parody on the Board Ape Club. So on Stewie, it's going to be the Board Toilets, right? And uh, of course, if we need to put that short, it's going to be BTC, Bitcoin, right?
Mm.
Board Toilet Club. So I think that's just an extra dimension. It was like, right? It's a pirate themed NFT collection on Sui blockchain featuring 4,444 unique profile pictures, NFTs. Each NFT represents a cursed pirate from a legendary crew obsessed with toilets. It's blending that Web3 culture, bold art, and storytelling. The project emphasizes utility, community, and redemption, with holders gaining access to exclusive perks on and off the blockchain. The collection's narrative centers on a crew that plundered porcelain but was cursed by a golden throne, trapping them in a void. The mint, is it all? Is it when is the mint? Because I the last time I heard it was the 12th of
Mm.
July.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just came across somebody's page with Board Toilet yesterday, and they
Yeah,
had images of the NFT. So I didn't
yeah.
know if the
Oh,
launch had happened yet. But it's
all
next.
right.
It's in a week and a half. You said.
Well, that was kind of the last alpha I got was the 12th of July.
Let's see. I can't remember whose profile I was looking. It's somebody. Was it? I don't know if it. I don't want to say their names out loud, but I'm gonna scroll through. Was it? Dun, dun, dun. I can't remember who it was. It was one of your homies, but I don't want to be over here name dropping.
No, no, it's 10 days till mint. Yesterday, somebody posted 10 days till the mint. Yes. So I was not wrong. I was getting correct alpha.
Remind me, who do we know that's in that?
Oh,
Uh,
Dr. Ari,
uh,
Crypto Empress. Yeah.
there's
And
somebody
Dr.
else
Ari.
too.
Well, these are the ones that I know in my
Mm,
circle, right?
okay. Yeah, there's somebody else too that I can't remember. And when I saw that they were on board with it, I was like, whoa, like, and I'm not, I mean it respectfully, but not to say that like whatever you bring to the table, I'm not like, whoa about. But when I see something that you bring to me and then I see somebody else too that's like on your level, I'm
Yes.
like, oh shit, like multiple people are looking at this. Okay, so
Yes. Yes. Yes.
speaking
So
of,
this
Estate
is what,
X is doing an I don't mean to cut you off, but Estate
yeah.
X is doing an AMA right now. 738 people in the space. I just want to
Yeah,
point
crazy.
out that's extremely bullish. You know, you see a
Well, you
project, a chain
guys,
doing that. Hell yeah.
yes. Well, it's going to be a space about Sui, but I just want to bless everybody in my village always. I'm
No,
looking
I
for
think it's a
stuff for
really
you
good.
that we can get in early technology, blockchains that are going to be bullish because I know we're going to make access there, right? And so, I mean, people were in my DMs thanking me about Sui.
Yeah.
Everybody put in their longs when I said long the bitch now, right? And we all the whole village went from 60 cents to $5.20 on a freaking 40x. Crazy, right? That's crazy, you guys. When do you have these opportunities? I'm always looking for these opportunities because that's what I think what you need to be doing
Oh,
in a bear
TARS
market.
AI is
Yeah,
one right
and
now
do your
that's
network, right? Build
yeah.
your network. Be in TGs. Be in getting your alpha. Bring something to the table of value
Mm-hmm.
and network hard, right? Uh, I am a part of also the exclusive the most exclusive one on the TG, the MMKK.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get a lot of alpha there too early on. But
You know who it was?
always,
Oh
when
my gosh.
I never listen to anybody. I find shit on my own.
Yeah.
When I start to speak about things in these groups, and people, like you said, people then echo it back to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so when I started talking about Sui in these groups, everybody was like, "Yes, I heard about it." And the same
Mm-hmm.
was with
Mm-hmm.
Monad, right? I was like, "Hey, I'm working on that Monad testnet, you guys. I'm spotting
Yeah.
something bullish here. Who else?"
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then people are coming like, "Oh, I know this group from this utility. They're actually right now moving to Dubai just to be able
Right.
to launch this project, right?"
Right.
And so, and I was like, "Oh my god," right? So that confirms to me that I was looking at the right things, right? And
Yep.
then I
So.
always tell people when I find something what it
Mm-hmm.
is, do your own research.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when we're talking about that estate X, I smell another golden opportunity
Yeah.
here
Yeah. I
to
just
be
wanted to
very
mention that.
early. Yes.
But I know who it was. So it was Wise Degen. He had posted on TikTok a video about Board Toilet Club,
Yes.
about the, and so to me, I was like, damn, like, you know, that gives me the chills because he's really like putting himself out there. He's really like pushing,
Yeah.
like frontier, like, because I'm trying to do the TikTok thing too. It's just I try to like tone it down. I don't spam too much content onto there
Yeah.
because TikTok's not ready for it yet, but I want to
Yes.
be there when it happens. So but yeah, Board
Just like
Toilet Club, Wise
I'm
Degen.
going down the Chinese route because I gotta polish my Chinese, and I'm just gonna combine that by making Chinese content. But
There you go.
this is a post from 1 hour ago. So how can you have a pirate and a ship without a mighty squid stirring the depths? That would be like rum with no bite or a cannon with no boom. Welcome aboard, yeah, ICA holders to the board. Toilet Club. So if you hold an ICA NFT, you'll be on the whitelist for the board Toilet Club,
Oh
right?
whoa.
So they're well connected to ICA, right? ICA on Sui.
Yeah.
So grab your plunger, guard your loot, and mind the tentacles. The flushing begins on the July 12th, right? So we can all flush the toilets on July 12th. So that's going to be the mint from there. I think it's going to be a bullish mint. I'm going to mint my behind off there with it. Um, because early on Sui, and then something, I mean, you have me when something is board toilet club and then have the acronym be BTC, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, and then just being related to Ika just adds like there's some more cherries on my cake. But
Well, yeah, and then Wise Degen's pretty connected in the space. You know, he
yeah,
knows a
I think
lot of
Wise
what's going
Degen is
on.
Wise Guy. I think he's from Wise Guy.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
because I've been in spaces with him for forever. He knows a lot about Sui, and he
yeah.
just he moves around a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
So
incredibly
yeah,
knowledgeable about this shit, and
yeah, yeah.
he. So that's what I'm saying though, is that he knows what's going on behind the scenes with these developers and everything, and what's what connections are being made. I've heard him allude to some of these things, some of the more serious things that he probably has like NDAs about and stuff, but he'll kind of hint to,
Larry,
and
please.
and so if he's saying Board Toilet Club is gonna be a banger,
Oh yeah.
yeah, he's
I mean,
got
it's
a good
gonna
nose for
be it's
this.
gonna be the exclusive club on Sui.
Mm-hmm.
I need at least 10 NFTs from that one.
Hmm.
I mean, I might even mint 20. Yeah,
The
because
art is good. At first, I was very bearish on the art. When you brought it to me first, they've done so much development over the last 2 weeks. Because when you
yes,
first brought it to me, I was like, I I just didn't. It looked like there hadn't been a lot of time spent on it. And now when I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, it looks like they've been working nonstop on this. This looks like they've been grinding in a good way. Like it looks like they've actually been putting in work, and they're trying to build. So dude, this is so
yeah, I'm gonna
sick.
just tag others see gold, we see dust in the toilet, right? So here, let me put this in the jumbotron and
They didn't
for
really buy a Times Square space, did they? Is this a AI generated VO thing? It
no, I
says
think they really did.
that you think it. Wow.
I think they really did. Oh, look at these! Look at this! Tell me this is not a good. I think this is hell of a good NFT preview, right?
The little video.
No, here it's in the jumbotron right now. Yeah.
I have issues with the jumbotron. I can only see the first two
Oh,
posts, and then when I click over, let me see if I go to the comments. I posted one in the jumbo too of one that was from a couple days ago, just being goofy. But
Let me
I
tag
saw,
you in.
I did see the Ika one, and that's what I'm curious. So, what do you have to be holding? What do you have to hold? Like what
Oh,
Ika?
all right. Let me just. Can you already start to put in what all I need to pick a name to pick names is just put every name that's right now in the space. Can you put that into the AI to pick a winner?
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll go give you that ICA information. I'm gonna go to my looking up in my files, looking up my notes about ICA.
Yeah, I wonder
So
how
first
much you
I
have to
gotta
hold.
Yeah, well, first of all, I got to tell you a little bit about ICA because you're gonna be like, "What is the hell is this?" Right? So ICA is a parallel multi-party computation MPC network integrated with the SUI blockchain, designed to enhance cross-chain interoperability, security, and scalability. Formerly known as the Wallet Network, ICA leverages its 2PC MPC cryptographic scheme alongside SUI's Mystici consensus. Right? Um, so it enables basically developers to build decentralized, application or DApps on SUI that interact seamlessly with assets on major blockchains like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana without relying on traditional bridges, which often introduces that risk, right? And so the yeah, that. Mm, mm, mm. So ICA token native to SUI, powered with that ICA MPC network. Uh, Token generation event is scheduled for quarter 2. I think that just happened. With 6% of the 10 billion token supply, 600 million ICA tokens allocated for community airdrop. Participants can earn ink droplets through activities like staking, engaging with NFT campaigns, which will convert to ICA tokens in the MF squid market. So these are the squids. These are the squid NFTs. So NFT ICA. So the eNFT collection, the MF Squid Market NFTs basically are on SUI, offer several utilities, benefits tied to ecosystem. So airdrop eligibility and boost. So holding a Squid Market NFT qualifies users for ICA token airdrop, 6% of 10 billion ICA tokens. So 600 million tokens. I guess they just had that airdrop then happen. NFTs provide ink droplets multipliers, increasing the number of droplets earned through activities like staking ICA on SUI. These droplets convert to ICA tokens at the token generation event. So the higher tier NFTs may offer greater airdrops, awards, or boosted droplet um, rates. And so, yeah, staking and yield opportunities. NFTs can be staked alongside iSui to enhance staking rewards, providing passive income opportunities within ICA's DeFi protocols. So there's some governance there about them. So the NFT, the Squid Market campaign, which raised over 1.4 million SUI, is the largest NFT sale in Sui's history, indicating strong market interest. NFTs have collectible value and can be traded on Sui's marketplace like Blue Move or Cetus. So limited edition or rare NFTs may appreciate in value as the ecosystem grows. Right. So that's the information.
Mm. Yeah, I'm
Um,
very bullish on Ika. But I'm sorry, how
yeah,
much do you have to hold though to be eligible for the whitelist?
for Ika,
Yeah.
no Ika is already you gotta buy one.
No, no, no. So hold on. For board
Oh,
toilet
for
club
the toilet.
to get
Hold
whitelisted on
on.
there, you have to be
Yeah, yeah.
holding Ika. So I'm wondering how much Ika,
No,
because
holding. I think it's the Ika NFTs. Hold on.
oh
I'm
yeah, they
sorry, I didn't get your question right. I'm sorry.
that's all good. I know, yeah, because I've always ever since I first heard about Ika, I was very bullish on it because NPCs, if you understand what those are, it's basically a brain for AI model or AI agents. Essentially, it gives an AI model like a memory that it can reference by running a server. So model protocol context is no. Is that what MPC stands for? It's model context. I thought it was model context protocol, but that'd be it the other way around. What's M?
It's like that model context protocol.
Model context protocol. Yeah. So what am I? Yeah. MPC. Oh, ICA has it. They have MPC model. Yeah. Yeah. It's MCP. What is? Yeah. MCP.
Oh,
model context protocol.
multi-party computation. I thought it was multi-party computation.
Oh. So it's not an MCP. Oh my
No,
gosh.
no. I think it's a parallel because it moves with SUI. So multi-party computation. And MPC
My gosh.
network.
I had a dyslexic moment when I first was reading this, and I just completely made a bunch of assumptions about what it was. I was like, oh, sick. It's MCP for.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yes, that's why it's designed to do that cross-chain interoperability.
That makes a lot more sense.
So here's the other alpha you were asking for. So yes, a one-to-one pirate match, right? So it's anybody that holds an ICA NFT will get whitelisted for the Portoila Club.
Whoa.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get me one of those for sure. I wonder where I can mint an ICA NFT. I'm assuming launch my NFT. Let me see, ICA.
Well, I don't think you can mint. I think you need to buy these squids.
Oh, so Tensor Trade?
Blue Move. Hold on, let me see where I can get them. Tradeport.
I'm such a noob with Tradeport. Okay, I'm such a noob with NFT trading. I'm like, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. So trade and then ICA. Cool. Let's see here. ICA Chan. Yeah, these are. Oh, so I wonder what you need though. I wonder if you need ICA or ICA Chan. Do you know?
ICA.
Because ICA Chan, is ICA Chan something else then? Is that like the it's ICA Chan is something else, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Okay. God, it gets confusing. ICA Chan is Walrus and ICA together or something, isn't it?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's like a something, dude, but something a little bit different.
Yeah. Keeping track of all this, dude, is a lot. All right, so let's see here. If I go on to this ICA, no NFTs found in collection on Tradeport.
Let me see the squids.
Squid.
The MF squid market, 1,000. Volume 1.7 million.
Huh? No way.
Yeah, it's the MF squid market.
Oh. Yes. Okay. This is for ICA?
Yes, this is that MF squid market.
What? Okay, cool. And so it costs about $100 USD, right?
$100 now for a NFT there. Let me look on the ICA website. I think it's ICA XYZ. I'm just on the top of my head. Yeah, the MPC network. ICA. Here we go. Introducing ICA. Oh, Jesus. DeFi, abstract staking, Bitcoin. Yeah, they're doing that Bitcoin thing. Also, Tugboat, right? Because Tugboat, well, this is weird. The Tugboat is for next week. What else? All right, I see nothing going from here to where the NFTs are at. Maybe we need to do a little bit more research and we're going to come back with that tomorrow. Shall we prepare the giveaway Tic?
Yeah, I was muted. Yeah. So cool. I got I've got the list of names. How many do you want to do?
3.
All right. Let's see. So, three names. Cool. And then I'll just do
It
this.
needs to pick these three names. Yeah, and then I'll check if I can see their wallet. And then I cannot do it today because I'm kind of late for a call already. But I'll send it out in my morning. I'll have your wallets, you guys. Next time, what I'll do is just make a link, send so I can send you the link to claim ones, right? Because you can do that with Flush Wallet, right? Create that pay request. Somebody can pick it up.
So we got Chalana is going to be one.
Did Chalana win?
Yes, yes. Okay,
Yes.
so we got Chalana
Well,
as the first winner.
congratulations. I still have your wallet address, so that's great.
So what I did was I took the
Yeah.
list of everyone's name and then assigned a number to it, randomized it, and then used the random number generator. So
Yeah.
Chalana was number 5,
Yeah.
and that was the first number that we drew.
All right,
And
here's number 2.
so let's go ahead and I'll do the next one.
I gotta write it down, and then I'll do it in my morning. I'll go and.
We got number 4, so that's gonna be Ed CryptoFi.
Who's that? Oh,
Ed
Ed.
Cryp-
Ed. Let me see, Ed. Did you mention your wallet? That was kind of a thing, right? I do not see a comment with
Oh, you
Ed's
didn't.
wallet.
Dun, dun.
Ed, Ed, if you're listening, you won. You won some suey. Please DM me with your wallet. Send it through DM. Let's go, Ed. That's
All
number
right.
2.
And then we
So
got one more. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Number 7. All right, let's see what we got here. Number
is number
7 is Weisfi.
Wi-Fi. Is he still in the room with us, or else we gotta pick a new one?
Ooh, but he's not following me. That was one of the prerequisites.
Yeah.
He is in here. He's got the 2 red keys. This is
Oh
PFP.
yeah, 2 red keys. Quickly follow Tick. Quickly follow Tick.
Did he do any of the? Did he post his wallet?
Also no. So Wise, please send me DM to confirm your win.
Oh yeah, I didn't. I pulled the list of all the people that were in the chat. I didn't confirm that they had did
fine.
everything else to be eligible. So
We'll get used to this. It's fine.
we got one more. Well, I figured that we would pick the winners and then make sure double check that they had done
Well,
everything.
we have 3. Yes, of course, but yeah, you know.
Okay, let's do one more.
It's fine. Some people were not in the space, and I didn't mention it enough. So
Number 9.
no, that's
lucky number 9 is Red Meta. No way. How does Red win every time? That is crazy. That's 3 for 3. This guy can't
3?
miss.
No, we had 3. Oh, yeah, he had won 3 times. This is winner number 4, by the way. So.
Oh no, that was only 3 winners, wasn't it?
No. 4.
Oh well, it's because I skipped over Weiss because he hadn't done any of the stuff.
Oh well, we kind of don't need that, right? All right.
I didn't know if they were. I thought that they maybe were just farming the space.
Well, it doesn't matter if I get a DM. Red, I still have your wallet. It's coming because I needed to. I don't have my wallets on my Mac, and it's kind of the only one I have open right now. So I have to do it in my morning because I got to jump in the call. So, yes, because it's late here already, you guys. It's about 9. When I'm ready with the call, it's like 11. And then I got to be up at 4:30 again doing my treats. So in a few hours, you'll get your sui. Next time, I'll just make it easier on myself and I can send you guys quickly a link in DM and you can pick it up, right? You can pick your price up because that's handy in the Slush wallet. You can do a pre-generated thing there. So, yeah. Next time, we're going to do a little bit more look for the Ika NFTs. Of course, we're going to try and get some more alpha on that board Toilet Club, which I'm in the Discord, but I'm just not so Discord active, you guys, right? Because I don't know why. It's just not. I cannot be everywhere. I like to be, but that's not working out. But yeah, next week we're gonna do the Sui space again. Let's go.
What's the ticker? What's the ticker? Where's it at? What is the ticker? Where's it at? I got crypto in the bag. Send the CA in the chat. Gonna ape another fact. Gotta run gonna land. I got it chilling in the back, and the gas fees are gonna slap. Where's the ticker? Where's it at?
Yes, thank you everybody again for coming. Tomorrow, same time, same space. Thank you everybody on YouTube, on the live stream, and on X, right? Catch y'all on the top. Let's go, Tic.
Stay bullish, my friends. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's go.